Welcome to another Robbie V show. We're going to talk about a lot of things this week. Obviously, BC football, the latest comings and goings of the Minifan world, which surprisingly, considering there's no shows this week, didn't expect all the news to be happening. Also, talk a little college football, NFL, wonks of the week. There's more besides Steve from Gloucester, so we'll get to that. And just coming up when the NFL locks of the week picks are going to be available, because they will happen, because we need to do a little better than I've been doing lately. Last week's lock of the week picks, BC didn't cover. I think they won, which was great. I mean, they played okay, but yeah, they didn't cover the spread, which is the most important thing. You know, and forget about victories. As long as you cover the spread, that should be the top of Billy O'Brien's mind every time. But what are you gonna do? BC played great. Well, they didn't play great. They did enough to win, which was important. For all those who did not know and whatnot, they actually had about 100 recruits there. There's a couple of household names who follow BC football that you would know, such as Micah, the defensive tackle that has committed there. They had their quarterback from Utah. His name is Shander, and a Shaker or something. It's not Shander. Can't think of it. They also had CM kid Mickey Dodd, the running back, and they also had a lot of others, and especially from the 26 and 27 class or recruiting classes. The Funky Brothers were in the house, Dominic and Rory. So hey, good times. Of course, found out the information from AJ Black because of subscribed to BC Insider. So Castellanos did not have his best game. He threw a lot of balls in the tight coverage. A lot of those should have been picked off. Luckily, the Michigan State quarterback didn't have a good game either. You could argue that he probably missed about 3 wide open guys for TDs. And, it was definitely a tight game. I was actually pretty surprised that it was that tight. BC left a lot of points on the board, costly turnovers, especially the Castellanos fumble at the 6, and the ill-advised run play when they ran basically the quarterback sweep on the 2-yard line. Michigan State knew it was coming, so there wasn't much BC could do about it. Kyle Robichaux is going to be out this week for Western Kentucky, for all those who care, and BC's favored by 11. I think hopefully they'll take Western Kentucky to the woodshed. They have a more talented team, and hey, there's not much else you can say. But hey, BC is doing great. They're doing well in the recruiting trail, and they're doing well in the record wise, and they're playing a lot better than I think a lot of people thought. So, but I said they probably were going to be a problem, and at least I'm right on one thing this year, because it hasn't been the lock of the week. Let's see, Minifan comings and goings. There's a lot of things with Steve from Gloucester. He seemed to I think it was Monday. Definitely was a crazy day for the Minifans. If you're following on Twitter, the constant, we don't need to go over it. I mean, it was what it was. He left the world for like 4 hours on his Twitter, and now he's back in the world. He hasn't tweeted anything out since. So, I know they, Peltier, I think that's what it was. Said some things about his daughter. I don't stand for that at all. I know I got called out on that on Twitter, so we're just gonna take it right here. I don't stand shit for that, and I'll even take a step further. If you want to start talking about my daughter, I'm going to fight a lot more with words. So, hey, you've been warned. So, now that we've got that out of the way, you kind of have to have, I think you have to have thick skin to be in the Minifan world. I mean, I don't, but I know the kids are, off limits. I mean, you could argue whether or not, I know Peltier made some jokes and people should have stepped in and whatnot, and maybe they should have. But, hey, it's all water under the bridge now. And, hey, what are you going to do? Hopefully, just, cooler heads will all prevail. It's still a wonk of the week. I mean, tough day. Tough week for Steve. Who's also a wonk of the week is, who's in the running is Justin. It was, he didn't really need to videotape him vomiting. I mean, I think, like I said in my tweet, I think we need to look a little inward here. I mean, on a normal week, definitely would be wonk of the week, but after Monday's display, it's not really. Just watched 3 Up, 3 Down. Ken Azalea had a good show, so Was the MVP worthy? No, but you did well, kid. You did well. Other stuff, I mean, the Justin food eating challenge. I mean, I was hoping he would, come. I was hoping he would come through. Someone asked me if he was dope of the day. No, he's not dope of the day. I mean, that goes to that kid out of UNLV who's quitting the team. Who just because he didn't get his NIL money. I think we all knew this was coming with the NIL. I'm surprised there was a kid from UNLV of all schools who transferred to UNLV from all schools who led the charge. I'm surprised it took this long for it to happen, to be honest with you. Leaving your team, though, I mean, that's not loyal at all. And Rob V is all about loyalty. If this kid really was supposed to get $100,000 from UNLV, I mean, you need to get that in fucking writing, obviously. There's no reason you should take them verbally up on that. And you're an idiot. I think this kid did come from Holy Cross. He was, the one yelling "fuck you, BC," "fuck BC" off the field during the weather delay last year. So that kid can go fuck himself. I really don't feel that bad that he didn't get the $100,000. Look, if anything, you need things in writing. I mean, if you went to Holy Cross, you should know that. I'm sorry. If a Curry College kid knows that, then yeah, you definitely should know that. It's called negotiations 101. It's a good class. Take it. Anyway, college football. I mean, there's the Georgia Alabama game, and there's everything else. I think we all know that. I hope Georgia wins. I'm not a big Bama guy. I think Georgia definitely. Are they on the road? I think they better be on the road. Jesus. Hold on. I'm like 100% sure they're on the road, but I don't want to be accused of, Yeah, they're on the road. The line's -2 on DraftKings, -130 on the money line. I do think Georgia's going to take this. I think they're just a little deeper than Bama on both sides of the ball. And even though that Georgia, they had that rough game against Kentucky, I think they literally took Kentucky's best shot that night, and they still came away with a victory. And Georgia can definitely run the ball. Bama, whatever. I mean, I think when it counts, I think Georgia's going to get it done. If you wanted a lock of the week this week for college football, one of the locks of the week is SMU over Florida State. Number one, Florida State only beat Cal by 5 at home, and they only scored 14 points. SMU can run the ball really well, and they can score points in bunches. Preston Stone's a great player. The line's 6.5 right now. I would take that. And I'll be honest with you, whatever the line is when this comes out, just buy it down to 6 or so. Buy it down to 6.5 so you win it a touchdown. Because Florida State, quite frankly, is not that good. And you should take advantage of it. The other lock of the week would probably be for college football. Because everyone's going to be running to the window about that. They have the line out on DraftKings for the Clemson-Florida State game. I can't imagine that, has the cachet it once did. The other lock of the week is the money line on Oklahoma, -125. They're playing at Auburn. I know they're coming off a game against Tennessee, but the fact of the matter is that Auburn doesn't really have an offense right now. They have a quarterback problem. That quarterback I think they're playing their second string quarterback right now. And I feel comfortable making Oklahoma the lock of the week. Auburn's just not a good football team right now. They lost to California, and I think they lost last week to Arkansas. I think they did. Yeah, did they lose? I think they lost last week to Arkansas. Yes, they did. And finally, I know that the game is at Auburn, but Auburn home field advantage doesn't mean what it used to anymore, especially with this current squad. Jordan Hare, yeah, it might be rocking, but when you have the California who beat them at Jordan Hare, it doesn't matter. So, yeah, SMU -6.5 and Auburn and Oklahoma money line -125. Those are your college football locks of the week this week. Yeah, I can understand. I mean, I'll take it on the chin here. If bet them if you want. I mean, I realize the record lately hasn't been that well. I appreciate the people who stuck by and still watch the show. Definitely, Hey, this isn't what I'm about. I'm not about picking losers. I'm about picking winners, filling your pockets with cash, steak, and whatever you may, marijuana, whatever the fuck you guys want to do with the money or your winnings. It's none of my business, and I don't really care. But yeah, I mean that's it. Before we get to the NFL, obviously Puff Daddy or P Diddy or whatever the fuck he's called lately. Yeah, he's dope of the day. I only have a couple things to say on that. That's flat out disturbing. Number one, he should obviously someone knows something, so please speak up. And 1,000 bottles of baby oil, yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, it's really disturbing, and hopefully he spends the rest of his days in jail because Lord knows he deserves it. And apparently, probably a lot of other people too, unfortunately. NFL lately, Pats got smoked by the Jets. I'm not really surprised by that. So I think the Patriots unfortunately played up against the Bengals in Seattle, and I think who they are is really who they were against the Jets. Of course, there's a lot of controversy about Drake May. Whether you start him, you don't start him this week, especially out in San Francisco. You start him at home. You start him with a full week of full prep, all the first team reps. Hey, look, you look good in the first round. His first action against the Jets. I mean, it wasn't perfect, no, but he looked a lot better than I thought he would. But I don't know. This Patriots team is designed to go nowhere. And that sucks to say. I mean, they're essentially like out of the playoffs right now, and it's not. I mean, it's literally Wednesday, September 25th at 9:03 p.m. and that's awful. I don't know if this team, the way it's currently constructed, even with the pieces that they're trying to build off of, can really even make the playoffs in 3 years. I don't know if you just do a total fucking rebuild and just basically sell off any assets that are worth a damn and just get in the draft picks. I don't know. I mean, it's tough to judge Mayo as a coach. All this as well, but what are you gonna do? It's been a long couple of days lately. Work's been a little stressful. Massive layoff, and I wasn't affected, but yeah, it's definitely not good. All right, so we've gone over. I mean, I guess the NFL, like, couple thoughts. The Eagles aren't what we thought they were. They're not that good. Their defense sucks. Hurts just does not seem like in his his old form. The hit on Devontae Smith. I mean, that was awful. I mean, yeah, he's on my fantasy team. I mean, what are you gonna do? But sucked. I mean, there needs to be stiffer penalties for that cheap shit. I hate the fucking kickoff rule. I mean, I hate it. It's so dumb. Like, they should just have the kickoffs the way they were and the way they are in college. I mean, I just think we've swung a little bit too far in the name of like player safety of the pendulum. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just not my bag. I mean, I'm all about player safety, but for God's sakes, it just feels like you're taking a fun part of the game out of it, So what are you going to do? Oh, my God. What the hell? All right. So, the NFL Lock of the Week, I'm going to announce on Sunday morning. And it is going to happen this time. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to the Kirk Minahan Network. I want you to watch all the shows. Drips in the Office, Mike and the Minifans, and all the great Kirk Minahan programming. I'm Robbie V, folks. I'm here for the people. So, you know what? This is Robbie V doing his usual 15 minutes, signing off. And thank you. Thank you for your time, and be careful out there.